Hello everyone. So welcome back. So let's start by quick going back over what we were doing in our last video, just to kind of get your heads back in around it. We were talking about the general formula of an equation of a circle. So we had x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals 0. That was our general formula, and from that we could get the center was going to be equal to the negative g and the negative f. And how would you get the g and the f? And in other words, divide that by 2, change the sign. Divide that by 2, change the sign. And then how we find our radius? Remember, it was the square root of g squared plus f squared. And this is the most important bit, minus c. Minus c. Okay, so if you didn't get that minus was built in. So that if the general formula happened to have a minus in it already, that's a double minus, which makes it a plus. So just a little caveat there, just be aware of that one. Okay, so listen, we're going to try some questions. No harm in trying questions, as the man says. So I found some questions here, some nice ones. Let me see. Diddly idle, diddly idle, diddly idle do. Oh, here's nice. Okay, so let's say we have a circle, and here's the x and y axis, and the circle. Okay. There we go. The circle touches both axes like that. You know what I mean? It's like sitting in that little corner. It's just sitting there in that little corner, and it has a center of C. And if the radius is equal to 3, we want to write down, find the equation. Find the general equation. Okay, so that's all the information I'm going to give you. You want to do a 3, 2, 1 and try and see, can you get it into that form for me? That would be brilliant. If you can, don't worry. Just, as the man says, pause, and I will do it with you. Okay. So 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Pause. Find the equation. Okay, now we're back. So it has a radius of 3. So what does that mean? Well, I suppose in its kind of easiest sense, a radius of 3 means that this distance here is 3. Okay? From there to there is 3. But it also means from there to there is 3. And it means from there to there is 3. So both of them are 3. Well, then the center of that circle is 3, 3. Wouldn't that make sense? Okay, because it's 3 from there to the edge and it's just touching. It's 3 from there down, it's just touching. And it's obviously that's 3 from 3 to there, and it's obviously 3. It's also 3. So the center of it is 3, 3. So we have a center of 3, 3. Sorry, this light is starting to slip again. It's been very naughty recently. Hope that looks a bit better. Okay, so we have to fill this out into our general formula. So let's figure it out in our general formula. So x minus 3 to be squared plus y minus 3 to be squared is equal to, drum roll please, r squared, which is 9. Okay, now for those of you who are really brave, you don't have to, you could bypass this stage and go straight to slotting it in there. Okay, I would not advise you to be that brave. I would just tell you to multiply it out and put it into its own form. So square the left, square the right, multiply them together and double it. Okay, square the left, square the right, multiply them together and double it. And bring that over. So put them together, x squared plus y squared. Now we have to put together the x's. We have a minus 6x, okay, minus 6y. Now we have to put together the c value. A plus 9 and a plus 9 and a minus 9 is 9. Okay, so there you have it. Now let's double check, are we right? Let's read the center from this one. The center on this one is half that value and change that sign. Half that value and change that sign. And the radius is the square root of that squared plus that squared minus that. So 9 plus 9 is 18, minus 9 is 9, square root of 9 is 3. Yeah. It's going to be 3 squared plus 3 squared, so minus 3 squared, minus 3 squared, minus 9, which is going to be 3. Okay, so it is what it's meant to be. So there's a nice little starter, kind of bit of geometry, bit of this, that, and the other thrown in there. Okay, not too hard, I wouldn't say, not too kind of taxing, but still, you know, one of those sums that you kind of need to be able to kind of do, I suppose, you know. So we'll try another one. I hear you cry. I think you're all like loving these questions. So we will try another one. We'll make this one probably a little bit harder, I would suggest. Now, remember, that's the standard short form. That's the general form. So just be aware of those two if you're ever asked to, you know. I would always personally give them in both forms because I just like to cover myself in case. Now, here's one a bit interesting. See what you think of this one. Okay, so 4x squared plus 4y squared minus 28y plus 33 equals 0. I want the center and I want the radius. Okay, so I'm going to do here is my usual 3, 2, 1 job on this one. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. And we're back. Okay, so you'll probably think yourself, whoa, wait a second now, something went wrong here. Okay, if you remember back to our very first chapter, our very first video on this, where we're doing the x squared plus y squared equals r squared, and if there was a coefficient in front of the x and y, you could just divide it across to get it to the form you needed. So the reality is, what we're really looking for is x squared plus y squared minus 28 over 4y plus whatever that is, 33 over 4 equals 0. So that's the form we wanted in. Now, how are we going to work this one out? The first thing I see is there's no x value. So this is a center of 0, and divide that by 2 and change the sign. So 28 divided by 4 is 7. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. That's 7 over 2. Change the sign. So it's 7 over 2. So that's that one done. And then the radius is just going to be the square root of that squared plus minus 7 over 2 squared, and then minus 33 over 4. Now I am going to get my calculator out, but I'm just looking here. That's going to make that a 4. So this is going to 49 minus, I'm going to do this in my head. 49 is 16. It's 2. But I'll check. Okay, square root of 0 squared plus in a bracket minus 7. Damn you. Minus 7 over 2. Remember, put the squared outside the bracket. Minus 33 over 4. It says 2. Hey, brain is working. Okay, radius is 2. Happy days. So here's a nice little tricksy one for you to try there. Okay, now let's have a go at something a little bit different. Okay, and I'm not going to say it's harder. I'm just going to say it's different. Okay, so let's try one. I'm going to do this with both types just to kind of get our act together on this one. X squared plus y squared is equal to 25. Now, let's take the story of 3 different points. Okay, let's take the point 5, and let's also take the point 3, and let's also, okay, and this is important, let's also take the point 3, 4. Now, you can use the equation of a circle to determine whether the point lies outside, inside, or on. Okay, so You're probably asking yourself, well, how? I don't believe you. Okay. If it's outside, then when you substitute the point into the equation, it'll be greater than the radius squared. If it's inside, it'll be less than the radius squared. And if it's on, it'll be equal to. So let's try it with these 2 points. So 5, 5, let's put it into the equation. That's 5 squared plus 5 squared. Is that greater than, smaller than, or equal to 25? Well, that's 50. That's greater than 25. So it's outside. See that? And let's try with this one. 3, 3. 3 squared plus 3 squared. That's 9 plus 9 is 18. That's less than, so it's inside. Ah, what about this one? 3 squared plus 4 squared. 9 plus 16 is 25. It's equal to 25, so it's on. Aha. So there's a nice little kind of litmus test, for want of a better word, that you can use your equation of a circle. I've used the simple equation, obviously, for this one, but you can use the more complicated one. So the simple equation works perfectly fine on this. Okay, so let's give it another go. But this time we're going to kick it up a notch, and we're going to try the point with the general formula, because why not? Okay. I'm just going to use this piece of paper here. I'm not going to try and waste it. So let's pick one. X squared plus y squared minus 4x plus 2y minus 20 equal to 0. Let's pick a handful of points. 0 and 3, minus 4 and minus 3, 6 and 4, and 1 and 1. Okay, and we have to decide are the inside, outside, or on. Okay, so let's start. Remember, represents x, represents y. So this is going to be, well, listen, why am I doing this? Do a 3, 2, 1 pause job on this, and then you come back and tell me. 3, 2, 1 pause. And we're back. Okay, so let's have a look. 0 squared plus 3 squared minus 4 times 0 plus 2 times 3 minus 20 equals 0. 9 plus 6 is 15. Minus 20 is minus 5. Okay, so minus 5 is it greater than, less than, or equal to 0? That's really what you're kind of asking. Sorry, I'm about to sneeze here. So if it's greater than 0, it's outside. It's less than 0, it's inside. If it's equal to 0, it's on. So this is less than 0. It's less than 0, so it's inside. What about minus 4, minus 3? Minus 4 squared plus minus 3 squared minus 4 times minus 4 plus 2 times minus 3 minus 20. Okay, 16 plus 9 is 25, plus 16 is 41, minus 20 is 21, minus 6 is 15. So it's greater than 0, so it's outside. 6, 4. Listen, I don't even need to do this one. This one's going to be, I don't know, 36 plus 16 is 52, minus 20 is 32. Oh, it's going to be close. I think I'll do it. 6 squared plus 4 squared minus 4 times 6 plus, no, it's definitely bigger, isn't it? That's greater than 0. I'm pretty sure of it. I'll just quickly check it. 36 plus 24 minus 24. Sorry. 36 plus 16 minus 24 plus 8 minus 20, 16. Yeah, it's greater than 0, so it's outside. And the last one, 1 squared plus 1 squared minus 4 times 1 plus 2 times 1 minus 20. Okay, that's going to be less than 0, so it's inside. Okay, if it's on, it's going to be equal to 0. So it'll all cancel out on the left-hand side. Okay, here I'll do one that is definitely on. 5 minus 5. Okay, so I'll do this one. 5 squared plus minus 5 squared minus 4 times 5 plus 2 times minus 5 minus 20. Okay, so that's 50 minus 20 minus 10 minus 20 is 0. Okay, I hope you can see that. That's equal to 0, so it's on. All the rest were either inside, outside. Don't need the last one there is on. Okay, so that one, again, you know, it's a nice kind of one just to kind of get yourself playing with the idea of these positions that you can have. Okay, so let's do one more. Okay, we have a point minus 4 and 3, and it's the center of K, circle K. Bill and Ted. Anyway, circle K, and this is important. The y-axis is a tangent to the circle. So very quickly, because I'm not going to dilly-dally on and quickly sketch it, just to kind of visualize it. Okay. So minus 4, 3 is somewhere up here. Okay. And the circle makes a tangent with the y-axis. Sorry, geez, I got that one wrong. Okay. Let's just, yeah. No, I'm not sure whether it cuts the x-axis. I don't care. All I know is there's a tangent to the y-axis. You know what I mean? I don't really care about the x-axis. It's tangent to the y-axis. Okay, so we need the radius of it. What's the radius of that circle? I hear you cry. Okay, so remember, it's gone out to minus 4, and it's gone up to 3. What's the radius? Okay, how do I get the radius of this circle? That's really what I'm asking you to do. Okay, and then the next thing I want you to do is I want the equation in both forms, standard and general. So short form and general. Okay, so I'm going to do a 3, 2, 1 pause, and you're going to give it your best almighty shot. Okay, 3, 2, 1 pause, and go for it. And we're back. Okay, now you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, that was actually tough. I didn't actually, you know, figure that one out. Okay, so we need to figure out the radius. What do we know for sure? We know that it is touching here, isn't it? Okay, if it's just touching here, that means it took minus 4 to get to the center. So the radius has to be 4. The radius just has to be 4. There's no getting away from it. Okay, the radius is 4. Okay, so that's the radius. Now, what's our center? Well, we've got minus 4 and 3, and the radius is 4. That's h and k. So let's do it in standard form first of all. X minus h to be squared plus y minus 3 to be squared is equal to r squared. Now let's do it in general form. Multiply it out, square the left, square the right, multiply them together and double it. Okay, square the left, square the right, multiply them together and, sorry, that's a y, and double it, bring that 16 over. Now let's tidy it up. X squared plus y squared plus 8x minus 6y. Now what have we got? 16 and 9. 16 take away 16, we have a plus 9 equal to 0. Now, how do I know I'm right? If I am right, that is. And that is the correct form of it. How do I know I'm right? Well, I can just read it off. So half of 8 divided by 2, or half of 8 and change the sign is minus 4. Half of minus 6 and change the sign is 3. So that bit is right. Now, let's see what we get in the radius. The radius should be 4 squared plus minus 3 squared minus 9. Okay. So the 4 squared 16 plus 9 is 25, minus 9 is 16, square root of 16 is 4. Bing, bang, boom. Okay, so there's a nice little kind of introduction into the kind of the world of the general formula, and you know, some pretty cool little nifty little things you can do with it. Okay, so homework that I get tonight will reflect that. There'll be some nice little choosy ones. Remember, the key to a lot of this is visualize it, a quick sketch. You don't have to be as accurate as I am here, and trust me, I'm not that accurate, you know, but a quick visual will sometimes help something come into your head that will think, ooh, I actually think I know what I could do there, you know, that type of way. For example, if you didn't visualize that, it'd be very hard for you to spot that that's a 4 of radius. You know, when you see that the fact is suddenly touching there, it goes in 4 because that's its coordinate, it's very easy to spot that. Okay, Right. Thank you very much, and goodbye.